want to talk a little bit. First, I just want to say some things. I think that what I'm beginning to understand is that faith is important. And I think what it is, it all comes down to the way you frame things. When I was in Hiroshima, I had faith I was going to find my hotel. And I think when that woman showed up and asked me, if I needed help, and I told her that I was trying to find an A-bomb dome center, and she helped me out, I saw that as connected to my faith. I saw a relationship. Not a magical one, though. Not a cause-effect, magical, supernatural thing. Things can work out even if you have doubt. I mean, I could have been in that situation and doubted I was going to find my hotel. I said, oh, shit, now I got to get back. I got to start thinking about going back to Tokyo. Oh, man, I'm not going to find my hotel. Oh, man, all is lost. All is terrible. And then all of a sudden somebody shows up and shows you a way. You can still look at it and say, that's a miracle. God showed up and helped me. You still have a larger faith. I could have doubted I was going to find my hotel, but then, there are times I've done things and doubted. Like that time, remember I said I filled out the application at Best Buy. I was skeptical that they were going to approve me for credit, but they approved me. You can look at it all kind of ways. Maybe you might think something's going to work a certain way. I think in reality that no matter how you slice it, you're always going to tell the story backwards, so to speak. We look back at something and we tell ourselves a thing about it. I was thinking about what the Blog Brothers were talking about. And when they were talking about how, you're losing the game. You lose the game as soon as you become aware of it. Yeah, it's kind of a Buddhist-like thing. As long as you don't think about something, everything is okay. But the minute you start thinking about things, you suddenly realize, and you become conscious of things, you suddenly realize you're going to die. No matter what. I mean, you could do things, for example, to stay healthy. Like I'm doing things to stay as healthy as I can, as long as I can. Take my medicine, take my insulin, do everything I can. And maybe I might live longer. My father died 55. I'm 50. I get, 5 more years I'll be equal to the age he was when he died. I may live longer than my father. My mother is 76 now. I may live longer than my mother. Who knows? I may get up into my 80s, maybe even 90s, maybe even get up to 100. I may look back at my 110th birthday and look back and say, wow, I didn't think I was going to make it this far. And I got all my limbs too, and I'm still able to walk and talk and see and everything else. But the truth of the matter is, eventually still I'm going to die, and that's okay. I think the one thing, though, you really have to get to is get to the point where you're at peace with things. I think that's the thing. It's just like I'm going to have critics. I'm going to have people who sit there and who are going to look at my pages and say something really, really negative about it. And they're going to find faults and flaws in everything I do. And the thing is, it's not a matter of getting rid of the critics or coming up with a formula that will banish all critics once and for all. I think the thing is that you have to believe in what you're doing. And you have to keep moving, despite the fact that you're going to have critics. You have to keep moving forward, despite the fact that you're going to have critics. And you still keep moving forward. See, that's how I did everything I've ever done. I've accomplished so much because I kept moving forward. I didn't let critics get me down. I didn't let everybody who could point out every flaw in what I did. Yes, I make mistakes. I do make mistakes. I make errors. But I'm going to say something that's going to sound a little bit crazy, but errors and mistakes are part of perfection. And that's true. Even if you don't understand what I'm saying, I understand it. And you can doubt me. You can doubt what I'm saying. But just know that errors and mistakes are part of perfection. Because that's how we learn. We learn from mistakes. We learn from errors. If we didn't have mistakes, if we didn't have errors, there would be no such thing as learning. And life is about learning. Every day I'm learning something. So one of the things I'm learning is that you can't stop people from criticizing you. No matter how much you explain things to them, no matter how much you try to clarify things, they're always going to find something wrong because that's their point in life. To find a mistake in something you say. If you don't believe as they believe, if you don't see things as they see it, then you're wrong. No matter what you say. You have to shift your worldview so that it is exactly like their worldview. Once you become a clone of them, which in essence makes you a slave of them, once you become a slave of that person, then they might be satisfied, although they really won't, because I know that from experience in life. If you do everything that somebody wants you to do, if you see the world exactly the way they want you to see it, you know, they're still never going to be satisfied because that's part of their nature, a nature that they have created for themselves. Their own self-created nature that says, I'm never going to be satisfied. I'm never going to be happy. And I know that I have control over other people because other people are going to do everything in their power to try to make me happy. And they're going to do everything in their power to try to satisfy me. And as long as they try to do that, I feel good. But if I should ever learn to be satisfied with life, then I lose all my power. And I'm not willing to give that up. That's what they say. That's what those people tell themselves. And that's a lesson I've learned.